none of us, I would say, are immune to being drawn to our phones.
I think the way in which people are so plugged in and society is so plugged in, it's difficult to get away from that, in the sense that, I mean, you can disconnect from your phone, but that's difficult. That comes with consequences in the world that we live in today.
I find it very bizarre in my age to see a lot of people meeting one another in a coffee bar or in restaurants, and each one of them is sort of looking at the telephone instead of having that conversation. And sometimes it's among themselves chatting, and you're saying, so why did you go? Why did you bother to go out?
According to a recent report by Statista, over 48% of the world's population are addicted to their phones. Mobile phone addiction can be categorised as either an overuse of the device, a fear of being without it, known as nomophobia, and can be linked to social media addiction. In the UK, 98% of the adult population have a mobile phone, along with a quarter of 3 to 7-year-olds. This issue affects everyone and can have a serious impact on your physical and mental health. Star Recovery is a charity who trains churches how to deal with addiction, as well as offering online courses. They're concerned there is an overuse of smartphones. So do you believe that phone addiction is a real thing?
For sure, 100%. I think it doesn't take much common sense to recognise that there are issues caused by people spending too long on screens. The impact can be quite hazardous, in the sense that the way that these things work is they work on the brain, is that when engaging in, it's kind of like a stimulant activity, isn't it? It releases dopamine into the system, which is kind of like one of the happy chemicals, happy hormones in the brain, which reinforces that behaviour, because you kind of get a little high, if you like, engaging in that activity. So it reinforces it over and over again, and actually the impact on the brain is not too dissimilar to that of cocaine.
Out on the streets of Bournemouth, people are fearful of their own tech habits and feel the companies are responsible for smartphone dependency.
So would you say you're addicted to your phone?
I'd say I'm addicted to my phone, yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I just always carry it with me, even when I don't need it. Like today when I've been on my run, I have this like pocket thing, but I just have it in my my hand all the time. But yeah, I did my B-reel when I was on my run as well. I saw it go off and I was like, oh, I might as well. In lectures as well, especially when you get a notification and you just can't help but see what the notification is.
I think they make it more addictive. Absolutely. They make it more kind of a lot of more options of communication and stuff. Absolutely.
97% of 11-year-olds currently have a phone, which could impact their well-being. Papaya Parents is a charity who are helping these children learn safer device habits by going into schools. Dr. Susanna Davies is the founder of Papaya and has noticed how smartphones are impacting youth self-esteem.
That people who spend lots of time on social media often have a poorer self-esteem because they're relying on other people's opinions. So they're turning to social media for validation and how they feel about themselves, rather than learning to believe in themselves from the inside. Everyone is vulnerable to comparing themselves to others online, and we always compare other people's best bits with our worst bits, and we always come up short. Obviously, if you're spending lots of time online on social media, you're missing out on things on the real world. And we know that sport, time in green places, time with friends is really, really good for well-being. I think the government is beginning to wake up. So there is a call to ban social media and smartphones in the under 16s, which on a government level, they are taking it seriously. They are considering it. Certainly there's quite a few MPs who want to back a ban. So I think the government is shifting its position.
In addition to legislative policies trying to defeat this issue, other solutions include spending your time in different ways. For example, playing sports, joining a gym, or even just a walk outside and coming off your device.